Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be going over Sam Darnold. We're going to be diving into his film and, seeing if he really is the future for the Jets at quarterback. Has he done enough in his career with the Jets to, be the franchise guy under Robert Saleh? Before we get started, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I would really appreciate it. It would help my channel grow. And with that said, I hope you enjoy the video and let's dive right into it. So Sam Darnold and the New York Jets, it's a very interesting situation, okay? So Robert Saleh and what the Jets have said really about Sam Darnold is they kind of want him, right? And they haven't completely stuck to him yet. They haven't committed to him, but it seems in a way that they like him. They want to keep him around. So in today's video, we're going to be going into that and determining if that's really a good idea. And let's look at last year's stats. In 12 games, remember he was banged up a little bit, missed 4 games. He threw over 2,208 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. If we look at his completion percentage, it was 59.6%. That's below 60%, pretty bad. And then, if we look at his QB rating, 72.7. He did not have a good year, okay? And that's why I'm a little bit worried about Sam Darnold and his future with the New York Jets. But now let's dive into the film analysis part of this video. So when I do these film analysis videos, I start with the good before I get to the ugly. And this is going to be what Darnold does well. So this is basically a play here where he just throws a completion to his receiver. And basically what's going to happen is this receiver is going to run that route. Okay, and this is actually a pretty good route concept from the New York Jets in this situation, okay? So really, he understands that it's pretty much man coverage across the board, okay? Man coverage across the board, meaning that guy is man on man, so if he's running here, he's going to be man on man, he's going to be man on man, man on man. Everyone is man on man, okay? Across the board. Meaning that if he runs this route, he's probably going to be open because he's running away from his defender. So Darnold is looking at this, he's reading this, he's looking at the defense, and he understands there is a big gap over here. And then what he's able to do is he knows that his receiver is going into that gap. He knows that this guy's going to leave because he's running away from him. And he's able to just fire that ball into this small area right here, past the defender, over here, doesn't get these defenders involved, and just picks up the first down. This is a quality play. Quality play. This is what Darnold does really well. He's good when he gets the ball out quickly out of his hands, and he's good at finding his receivers in open space and, getting these types of throws, tempo throws. I'm going to call them tempo throws, right? Quick throws, short throws, but they pick up quite a few yards, and it just helps with the quarterback's confidence with these throws. This is what Darnold excels at, and I'll show you more of it. This is another play where he kind of excels at a tempo throw. This receiver is going to pretty much run that route, more or less, and basically what's going to happen is as Darnold gets the ball from under center, they understand that this is pretty much zone coverage. As you can see, the receivers that are running around aren't really man-to-man, right? This guy's here, this is a zone here, zone here, zone here, zone here, zone here, and zone there, right? I think that's about right. Yeah. So he understands that as he runs across, he has 2 windows to throw this ball into, right? Because he wants this receiver. And Darnold understands that there's a defender here and a defender here covering this zone and covering this zone. Meaning that he could throw the ball here, right? Because, no one's zone is there, or, it's in between both of the zones. Or he could throw the ball over here in between this zone and this zone. So that's basically the idea of the play. And as I said, right, Darnold's reading the eyes, reading where the defense is. He knows he wants this crossing route, but he understands that these 2 defenders are too close to fit a ball here. So he's able to fit a ball over here because these defenders are further away. So you're able to fit a throw into that location. And as you can see, he basically completes the throw. And this is a perfect throw. It's over the zone. The zone was here, is here. It's a nice little throw. Picks up some tempo, picks up some yards. And this is what Darnold is good at. He's good at reading the field and understanding, where the defense is, where the defense isn't, and just firing a throw, right? Really good throw here. This is into the zone, just finding a soft spot in the zone. Really good job against zone defense. This is exactly what you need to do. And when we're talking about the good things that Sam Darnold does, we need to talk about his mobility, because he's got some mobility. He doesn't have, Cam Newton or Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray mobility, but he's got mobility. He's more mobile than a guy like Tom Brady, for example. So he's not just a pure pocket passer, and this is something that I like what he does, right? As he understands that, pocket's collapsing, defense is coming, and he is reading the football field, and he understands that there is a lot of space here for him to just move up. but yet he's so tough and so physical, and he's not afraid of contact in the situation where he's got the speed to go up and, pick up this first down, but then he's able to go and find that contact. He's not afraid to just put his head down, put his shoulder down, run through somebody and pick up the first down. This is a good job by him. He understands he can't force a football into the situation, right? He understands that everyone's pretty matched up, pretty locked up. Can't really go anywhere with the football. So he's able to just step up, move outside the pocket, pick up the first down, get some contact, and, pick up the first down, keep the chains moving, and, keep the Jets doing what they were doing. And this ended up helping them win the game. I mean, they beat the Cleveland Browns in this game, and that was a huge game for the Jets and for the Browns. I mean, able to beat a playoff team, really. And Sam Darnold, really, this is a fantastic play from him. Reading the eyes of the defense, he knows where the defense is, knows where the defense isn't, knows where the pressure is, knows where the pressure isn't, steps up, makes a play, picks up a first down. And I love the mobile aspect of Sam Darnold's game. It's really something that you like to see from younger quarterbacks. So this is pretty much the last play where I'm going to show you something that Sam Darnold does well. After this, we're pretty much going to look into the plays where he struggles a little bit more. So in this play, this is pretty much just a good throw here by Darnold, trusting his receiver. And this is something he does, right? He gets the ball up pretty quickly, takes a few steps back on his drop, realizes the pressure's coming, realizes he is a guy, and he trusts his receiver to just go up there and catch the football. And he just throws this 50-50 ball, believing that his receiver can go up and catch it, and his receiver goes up and catches it. I mean, this is a good throw. I mean, it's a 50-50 ball, trusts his receiver, grabs the football, picks up the first down on a big second and 9 play. And that's what Darnold does. I mean, he's able to trust his receivers. He's able to throw that ball. Even though he doesn't have elite arm strength or elite accuracy, he does struggle with those things. But, I mean, you've also got to look. I mean, he didn't have great weapons last year. But these are stuff that he does, he's able to do. He's able to throw the ball 20, 25, 30 yards downfield pretty accurately and, just lob it up there for his receiver. And this is a good job by him. But now let's go take a look at the things that he struggles with and if those things, can stop him from being the franchise quarterback for the Jets. So the problems with Sam Darnold all start with the decision making. In this situation, he understands a few things. So let's just roll the clip here. So he understands that the pressure is coming. There's pressure coming, and he understands that he can't go this way, right? So he has to go this way. He can roll out. And as I talked about, he's mobile. I mean, he's able to evade pressure, and this is something he does well. But then this is just a bad decision, right? He's, there's two guys on him, basically. He's running to his right. He's going to throw back to the left. And then, I mean, this is just not even close to his receiver. I mean, this ends up being picked off by Nick Needham. Sorry for the bad quality here. But this ball ends up going here when this ball needs to be outside here. I mean, he's missing by a solid 5 yards. A solid 6-7 yards, 5-6-7 yards. And, you need to be able to throw on the run if you're Sam Darnold, if you really want to stick around. Good quarterbacks in the NFL, elite quarterbacks, franchise quarterbacks for the New York Jets are able to, they're able to throw on the run. And this guy just, he just misses. He just misses, just simply misses. And you cannot miss in this situation. You're down 13-3. It's a 3rd and 8. You're not in field goal range, but if you pick up, some yard, I guess you are in field goal range. It's a long field goal from here. But if you pick up, a few yards here, you're in a good field goal spot. And then you just throw an interception here. And this is just a bad decision. Decision making is something you really need to see from young quarterbacks. Are they making the right reads? Are they making the right decisions? And in this situation, he does half of the play right. He's able to get outside the pocket really well, and then he just throws the ball away. And that's not a good that's just not a good decision. And this is another play against Miami Dolphins where it's just a bad decision from Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, once he gets the snap, he is looking all over to this receiver in Rashad Perriman. That is the receiver he wants to throw the ball to. But he's lined up against one of the NFL's better corners in Xavier Howard. Okay, and as you can see, Darnold's looking at this matchup between Howard and Perriman, and he just wants to throw this ball. So as he throws the ball, as he's getting ready to throw the ball, he thinks that Perriman can beat his corner in Howard. But what he doesn't understand is that Howard's on the inside. Okay, meaning that if he turns around, he's in a perfect spot. If he turns around, he's in a perfect spot to be in front of Perriman, who would be over here, right? Perriman would be right there. Sorry for the bad stick figure, but Perriman would be there, and then Howard would just be there, able to pick off the pass. And that's exactly what happens. This is just a bad decision. It's just a bad decision. I mean, Howard is in perfect position to go make a play on this football, and Darnold just tries to fit that into a spot. I mean, look, Howard, this is the easiest interception of Howard season probably. I mean, he's able to just pick that up. And, this is just thrown right at him. You need to understand, one, maybe even lead your receiver further outside, maybe for a diving catch, but there's just not any space here to make a throw. Howard has got him in great coverage, and I understand the pressure's coming from Emmanuel Ogbah, but we've already shown that, I mean, he's able to be mobile. Maybe he steps up here, but like this is just the wrong decision, throwing that ball into a place that you just can't throw the ball into, and that ends up being an interception, and it's taken the other way, and I mean, like that's just a costly mistake and a costly error by a guy like Sam Darnold. You cannot do that. The next play I want to show you is another just mistake from Sam Darnold, and as he takes this drop back, we're going to just see him throw an interception here, and this is because two things. One, there's pressure in his face. Okay, there's pressure in his face. There's pressure on his face, and he just has to like throw this ball out. And I can't really. There's not a better angle of this, but this is basically the angle. So basically, this is going to be zone coverage, and really, I have no idea why Darnold doesn't just throw it here. Okay, I have literally no clue. Like legitimately no clue. I know that there is a player here on him in coverage. However, or even right here, I mean, there's a guy right wide open here for the check down. Even here, too, there's a guy here. I just don't know why he's trying to force this ball over the head of one defender. And then, I mean, just look how many defenders are in the area. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys are in the area. And there's just he's trying to thread a needle that he can't throw. Because, I mean, when you watch Sam Darnold, he's got okay arm strength, but he doesn't have that elite arm strength that we see from a guy like Josh Allen, right? He doesn't have that Josh Allen arm strength who's able to just fire that ball in there. And this is just like a lofty ball that just gets picked off. I mean, this is just a bad throw into like triple coverage, basically. It's just not a good decision from Sam Darnold. And we see these things. We see him trying to make these plays that he can't make. And, part of being a quarterback is just taking the check down there, letting him pick up a few yards with his legs, and then, running the ball for a first down. Like, that's what you do, not trying to force a throw into tight coverage when you're up 7 in a game in the second quarter, giving the other team a chance, and there's pressure in your face. That's just a bad decision from Sam Darnold in this situation. It's just that simple. This is going to be the last play, and this is just textbook, something you cannot do. So basically what happens in this situation is as the pressure comes, okay, pressure's coming, Darnold moves out to his left. And remember, he's a right-handed quarterback. Just remember that for a second. But the number one thing that you are taught as a quarterback when you roll out, right, when you're moving out and you're throwing on the run, you never throw it back to the middle of the field. You never do it. Do not do it. That's the last thing you want to do. And yet, in this situation, that's exactly what Darnold does. He's moving out to the left, and now he's throwing to the right. And that's just that. As I said, as I keep on saying in today's video, he does not have elite arm strength. He does not have the arm strength that a guy like Josh Allen has. Josh Allen has gotten away with this throw before. Okay, Josh Allen did it. I mean, there's a play against the Patriots where he's rolling out to his right and throws back all the way to his left. And that's okay because he's throwing to the right. And he's a right-handed quarterback and he's moving to the right. Where in this situation, Darnold is moving to the left and throwing with his right arm because he's a righty. And he just does not have the arm strength or the arm power to just float. Like, what is this pass? Like, he thinks he can loft it up there, but really there's no space because, of course, there's a linebacker here in Matt Milano underneath. There's a safety up here over the top who could have just, come here if the ball's thrown over here. So there's nowhere to go with this football, and he's just forcing a mistake that doesn't need to be forced because he's under pressure, he's trying to make a play, and this is just the wrong play. He does not have the arm strength for this. Okay? No one in the NFL has the arm strength for this. If you have the arm strength for this, you're really going to throw it to him because that's where the first down marker is, not here, where, he's in tight coverage with a linebacker, and the linebacker is able to make a fantastic play. And Matt Milano, a really great play, going up and catching that football. But overall, this just shows that Darnold's decision-making and his ability to make plays on the run is just not where it's at. And he doesn't have the arm strength to make these big plays either. So those are really my concerns with Sam Darnold. So with that said, I mean, you watch the film, I explain the film to you. When I look at the film, what I see from Sam Darnold is a quarterback who can control the intermediate passing game. He's got the throw power and the accuracy for, 10, 15, 20, 25 yards, but when he tries to push the ball down the field a lot, or when he, tries to make plays on the run, you just see him struggle. He doesn't have that elite arm strength. He doesn't have the elite mobility. I don't think he's super smart from what I see. His decision-making is questionable. I just don't think he's done enough, and I don't think that he can do enough in this offense. And you might say, okay, yeah, he didn't have any weapons last year. There's no one for him to throw the ball to. Yeah, that's true, but he's making the wrong reads. He's trying to force balls into places where they just shouldn't be thrown into. And when you're doing that, I mean, you're throwing games away, and the Jets cannot afford that. You're in a great spot this season, this upcoming NFL draft, to go draft a quarterback at the 2nd overall pick. I've talked about it in my New York Jets draft video that might be coming out after this video goes up. But I've talked about it. I'm going to talk about it. They can draft a guy like Justin Fields, or even a guy like Zach Wilson, who has elite arm talent and has that ability to make plays outside the pocket. Justin Fields is a guy who can, has elite mobility and a better arm than Sam Darnold. I mean, Darnold, I think that he can probably be an average starting quarterback in the NFL. From some of the things that he can do. I mean, I think that he could be a top 20 quarterback in the NFL in the right situation, in the right scheme, with a good run game behind him. Maybe a place like Indianapolis could be a good spot for him. But overall, I just don't think he's got the traits to be that elite quarterback. And if you've got the number 2 overall pick and you have the chance to draft a potential like franchise superstar quarterback, which Darnold is not. Darnold is not. If he was a franchise superstar quarterback, he would be able to throw for 4,000 yards a year, no matter what weapons he had, or at least 3,500 yards a year, no matter what weapons he had, on higher completion percentage, right? I mean, this guy has struggled to have a 60% completion percentage for his entire career. Career-wise, he's just under 60%. He's at 59.8. So at the end of the day, the Jets really need to invest in a quarterback because I don't think Darnold is the long-term answer. And with that said, that's going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis on Sam Darnold? Why or why not? Leave your comments in the comment section down below. I love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I would really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, see ya.